When you are preparing for your future, having the right estate planner is essential. The team at Carrier Law believes a common sense approach is the best approach. So our expert is David Carrier. Welcome to EightWest. I'm doing great. How are you?
Very good.
You know, with a lot of big decisions in my life, I always think the most important decision I make is figuring out who is going to help me through that process.
Sure.
And when it comes to figuring out who's going to help us with financial planning or planning for the future,
right,
a lot of times people try to get our attention in big ways.
Well, that's right. You know, I've become very popular like in the last few months. I keep getting these invitations. People want to take me out to dinner. Yeah. It's great. I brought a few of them. If you're not getting these in the mail, you know, several times a week, give me a call. We'll fix you up. You know, I've got extras.
Yeah, I get a lot of these in the mail too, because people want to, you know, have you come to dinner with them, or they want to invite you to have a nice meal, and all of that surrounds probably an idea about financial planning.
Right. And when was the last time there was a free lunch anyway?
Yeah.
I mean, you know. Don't really believe in that. No, as you know, we've been doing these workshops for years. And of course, for us, it's all about the oatmeal raisin cookies.
Yes, or a pie or a donut or something like that.
Occasionally, occasionally we'll go with the pie. That's right. Once or twice a year.
So let's talk about what it is about your workshops that really are so special, because I know it's all about it. There's no strings attached, but it's about helping people discover what's their own reality and what they want for the future.
Exactly. Well, for us, it's all about financial security and personal independence. See, if you're not financially secure, how can you make decisions for yourself? How can you decide, I want this, I don't want that? And we don't do financial planning. You know, I don't have any money tree growing out in the backyard. I don't know how that stuff works, okay? There are smart people out there. Financial advisors, financial planners, those folks, we can refer you if you'd like. But really the key for us is, how do we deal with the biggest threat? And the biggest threat that we've found to most folks is the long-term care. So if I can deal with the long-term care, if I can eliminate that, and now we have more and more folks who run businesses, who have, you know, small business, and they have rental properties. So guarding them against lawsuits, that's the other part. So if I can defeat long-term care, and if I can also eliminate the business risk that you have, well, those are the two big things. And then the rest of it pretty much takes care of itself. And then we can really pay attention to that. And then your decisions are what's going to count.
Yeah,
so
let's talk.
That's the focus.
And to that point, I know you have a team of people, and what you do is establish the individual relationship with the people that you are trying to help, and then you also have teams of people to walk them along the way. You do something called funding the trust.
Funding the trust, well,
which is critical.
96%, I just saw a survey on this, 96% of trusts that people have, they fail. And the reason they fail is because you've got a stack of documents. You know, you signed a whole bunch of stuff, and you don't really know what you signed exactly, but you signed it, they gave it to you, along with a memo that says, hey, don't forget to put your stuff in the trust. Well, people don't do that, as a matter of fact. They don't follow through.
A lot of us don't know how to do it, but you have a team of people who actually do that.
We've got 12 people in the funding center, 12 people, and all they do all day is make sure that your stuff is in the trust. Because if it's not in the trust, even if all you want to do is avoid probate, I call that amateur hour estate planning. It's real amateur hour stuff. Oh, we're going to avoid probate. Well, great. I mean, yeah. I'm going to get out of the sandbox at some point. I mean, it's kindergarten stuff to avoid probate. Lots of ways of doing it, but they don't address the real issue, which is what happens if you go broke because you or your spouse needs long-term care. And if you're running a business or have rental properties, then we're also worried about you being sued. So if we haven't dealt with those things, who cares about probate? And besides, 96% of these trusts that are done to avoid probate wind up running you through probate anyway because there was no follow-through. We do the follow-through for you. It's done for you. And so our process, which is one step after the other, and hey, it takes time to do things correctly. But at the end of the day, it works. And we've got thousands of folks who have actually gone through, I mean, the whole route from doing the planning, and then sometimes people pass, and it goes to their kids. But also, lots and lots of times, thousands of times now, we've had people who actually needed the long-term care, whether it's at-home care, whether it's assisted living, or skilled nursing.
Yeah.
The stuff works. I mean, it's not experimental.
And that stuff can be very, very expensive. So you have workshops, which are the great starting point for people. You also have individual appointments, and we have the number on the screen, 1-800-317-2812. We also, on the table, have a special gift for people who come, because I know it's tempting to have the free meal, but you actually do have the opportunity for people to take a free meal from your office.
Well, you know, I figure if you can't beat them, join them, right? So I guess people like eating dinner with strangers, getting a sales pitch. Well, we don't do a sales pitch.
Right.
We just do the workshop. But if what you really want is, is dinner, hey, just let us know.
Just give them a call, come to the workshop, and you will go home with maybe a few cookies, but certainly with a nice dinner.
That's exactly right. If that's what you're into, no problem.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks. DavidCarrierLaw.com. And stay with us right now as 8West continues right after this break. What show am I on? I forgot.
That's West.